Constrictors. Take 2 on this video. The batteries died on the camera, and I actually did a separate video on a couple of things that I wanted to add to the video I just did before this for the 6V60 racks from Vivarium Electronics. So now we're going to talk about these racks here. These are the big rack. Not their biggest rack that Reptile Basics offers. Reptile Basics offers a Super 70 rack, but I'm not going to talk about that rack because I've never used it and I don't know any other information than what's on their website about it. So if you want to see those racks, go to Reptile Basics and check out their Super 70s racks. I do know the Super 70s actually, they do have tubs for that on the website. These racks here are the CB 70 racks. They do not have tubs for these on their website because these will work with just about any 70 series tubs, C70s, the Freedom Breeder 70 tubs, which I do have here. Spend the extra money on the Freedom Breeders. Don't go get the Sterilite. I believe I'm not sure what the designation number is. Don't get the Sterilite tubs for it. Get the Freedom Breeders. I know they're a little costly. With the 13 tubs here, I spent over $300 with shipping and the cost of the tubs. But I knew that going into it, and I wanted them. But these tubs are just awesome. I mean, you can pull them all the way out to the very end and see the rack and the tub aren't gonna. I'm putting a lot of pressure on that, and it's not falling. So they're just some stout tubs. So I do recommend, if you're gonna do the CB70s from Reptile Basics, spend the extra money and get the Freedom Breeder tub. Now these tubs do hold humidity very, very well, almost too well. But so I kind of monitor my humidity in here real closely, at least in the tubs. The room itself, right now, it's sitting at 60%, but that's because I have the door open. Once I close the door, it'll go back up to 65, 70% of humidity in the room itself, which helps out in the tubs. They do have the real small gap. It is there to get some airflow going. It's not quite an 1/8 inch. That's why they hold humidity real well. If anything, you can always put some holes in your tubs to let some airflow go through. I found I haven't needed that as of yet in my tubs that I have kids in. Down here at the bottom rack here. So this stack here is a 5, then a 5, and this is a 3. So let's talk some prices here. We'll talk measurements of the rack first. So the CB70 rack, 5 series. It's Series 2 rack. It's 5 tub Series 2 rack. Measurements of the rack itself, let me find some. Okay, are approximately 34.5 inches deep, 19.25 wide, and 30.75 tall. So 13 of these, 2 5s and a 3. I'm 6 foot even, and these are like 6'9", 6'10" tall, with stacked together. So we will talk about lead time. Now, lead time, of course, any place you buy racks from has a lead time. Right now, currently on, what's today? July 19th? Don't quote me on that. Nope, July 20th, my bad. July 20th, I'm a day behind. July 20th, 2020. Lead time at Reptile Basics for the Vivarium Electronics racks, any of them, is 6 to 7 weeks. So they usually update that every few weeks. So as of 4/17, it's a 6 to 7 week lead time. So and that's pretty accurate. They do hold to that pretty well. So if you order, make sure you plan ahead. Unlike the economy racks, I can actually use the shelves on the 70s because they are the enclosed sides. I did opt to get that. That's an extra cost of $19.99 for the shelf, which it will hold pretty heavy weights. Again, it is just PVC, so you will have to remember that and not overdo it. It's not like the Freedom Breeder racks that have the stainless steel shelf on it that you can put 100 pounds on it and it's not going to move. No, these do not do that. These are not that robust. So if you wanted to get a shelf for your VE6s or your VE2 racks, that's going to cost you $14.99. If you wanted to get a CB70 rack, it's going to cost you rack shelf like this one here, $19.99. So they throw that in your cost of your racks. Might as well throw it in there with them, because if you buy one or two, or buy one rack itself, it's going to get you free shipping. So just throw the shelf in there and get your free shipping, even if you can't use it right away. So, like I said, these hold humidity very well. They run off the heat tape. It's a 3-inch heat tape. Don't quote me on that. Hang on a moment, I'll let you know. Yes. I can't remember if the 70s come with 3 or 4-inch heat tape. I know the 6Es come with 3-inch heat tape. So, yes, okay, so these have 4-inch. Okay. It's 4-inch heat tape running snake through the back and all the way up to the top. It's one continuous piece. There's one here, and one here on each of these, cut to the right side. They give you a little bit extra so you can trim it accordingly, or just kind of rig it in the back to where it's not getting hit each time you pull the tub out. There are grooves cut in the back of these on the shelves for the thermostats. Probe, which snakes in and up underneath of the heat tape. I did find that when I put the heat tape on the bottom rack here, that I did not do it the right way, and I ended up eventually pulling the thermostat out from under the heat tape. So it was showing it was running at 100% to try and keep it at the temperature I set. I caught it in time. It didn't hurt anything. I pulled the tub out, which is Hera's tub. Excuse me. And I resituated the probe underneath the heat tape then. And now it's fine. I still monitor it real closely. For whatever reason it popped out. So, back to the tub size. Now, well, when I bought these tubs, I opted to get the hides for them. Freedom Breeder does make a hide that you can actually stick in the tub itself with waterproof Velcro. Cut out your holes, and then your snake has a hide in the back of the tub there. Right there's the hide. You can make it any size you want. Put it right on top of the heat, or make it a little bit bigger. So you're cutting your tub into a section. In case your snake decides it doesn't want to eat for a long period of time, you can take one of these, get it set up, and throw it inside the tub. They also make, Freedom Breeder also makes them for the 40s, for the 40 Freedom Breeder 40s. God, too many numbers today. So, 70 tubs are perfect for larger females. I have 3 females in here that are pushing 2,000 grams or more. Artemis is a little over 2,000. Hera is 2,200, and Arachne is our smallest girl at 1,800 grams. Titan, our big boy, is down at the very, very bottom. He is at 2,300 grams, and Loki is about 1,700. No, I'm sorry. Loki is only 1,300 grams, a little over 13. So he's got taken out of the FB20s and put over here 4 or 5 weeks ago, and he's doing good. I moved him a little early. He wasn't quite 1,200 grams. He was about 1,050, and I just threw him in there. He's about 1,360, 1,370 now. So we're gonna talk cost now. Cost-wise, for the Freedom Breeder tubs, and I do, like I said, recommend pay the extra money, get the Freedom Breeder tubs. The FB70 tubs are just awesome. I understand if you can't afford them. They are pricey. With these 13 tubs here, again, I say the 13 tubs with shipping, I paid over $300 for them. Let's talk rack price. With the heat tape and no tubs at all is $339.99 for just a 5-stack, a Series 2 5. A 5 tub. To get the 5 tubs is going to run you another $100 with shipping, give or take a little bit. I'm going to go over and give you an exact price here. Give me 1 second. I know I didn't write all this stuff out. I'm kind of doing these videos on the fly here today. So it was a quick decision to do them. I've got, like I said, I got 7 videos downstairs that I'm going to be editing and putting up. So I'm trying to keep ahead of things on here. Since I have the time to do them right now, the COVID-19 thing has screwed a bunch of people. So it's not why I have a lot of time right now, but I'm not going to get into that. So that's a personal thing. So we are going to, well, that's not what I want. That's what I want. I'm not used to looking on my phone for Freedom Breeder stuff. I'm usually on their actual website. Let's go to Reptile Tubs. Stormy's talking again. Alright, let's look up some FB70s, Freedom Breeder 70s. So the semi-clear cupped 70s, $16 a piece. So you want to weigh your $16, and that's not counting my cost for shipping on these, which was another $100 and some, I think. So it was $200 for the 13 tubs, and then another $100 for freight, which I don't mind. It's all good. I don't care, mainly because I wanted the good tubs for this rack. Now you can buy casters for all of these, of course. That's an extra $24.99 cost, and they just attach down at the bottom on the sides here. Now I'm going to move the camera and I'm going to show you how these lock into place together. Now, oops, sorry about that. Now see, they have little cutouts here. It's almost like a puzzle piece. It's notched in here, and there's little feet on the bottom of your rack, which fit into your rack below it, and it makes for a pretty solid. I'm not going to be moving this in and out. It is a little unstable, wibbly wobbly thing. I'm not worried about it ever tipping over. Once I get another stack of 3 here, it'll be fine. They will secure themselves together just fine. Which, once that does happen, I'm going to have to rearrange it. Stormy, you're fine! So, now we're going to go back over this way. Sorry about the camera work, guys. I got you on my tripod here. I'm trying to keep everything in focus and whatnot. Alright, I'm going to be back a little bit more. The Series 3, or the Series 2, 3 stack. I'm going to get back on their website. Again, I know this is stupid and I'm not doing it right, but these people always complain. CB 70s, 3 tub Series 2 rack is $225 without the tubs. So it's a little bit cheaper than the 5 stack. I understand if you don't have the money to get something a little bigger, which is all good. The Sterilite 41 color totes, I believe we're working these. They're roughly the same size as the 70s, but don't quote me on that. I actually have one here. Now that I think about it, I'm going to try it, and we'll see together whether it works. I didn't think about doing this earlier, but let's see if these will work in here. This is a 41 quart. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a 28 quart. Okay, I thought it was a 41. Ah, Stormy busted up in here. Let's see what we got here. Right. The 28 quarts will not work. In this, they're too tall. So I just wanted them to check and see. Hi, Stormy, get out of here. You are too big to be up in here, and you like to play too much. There's too much stuff in here for you to mess up. It's back over here. Okay, yeah, so I have 28 quart totes over there. They will not work in here. They're a little bit too tall, but any of the 70s series tubs that you can find, C70s and whatnot, will work in there. I don't know what else I can say about it. It works really well. It does everything you need it to do. It holds humidity well, holds heat well. The back of the totes are 90. The front, probably right now, it's probably running about 80 degrees. Let's find out. Let's look. I've got the girls and stuff in there. We'll do the bottom. We'll do Loki's tub. Actually, we'll do the very, very bottom tight. Let's see what he's at. 81.5 Yep, 80.7 in the front. Hot spot, 89.2. It was going down 80. It went down to 88 after I opened the tub. It went down to 88.4. But now let's check Arachne's tub. Hi, sweetheart. She's running a little bit warmer in the front. It's 82.5. Stormy, you're fine. I promise. The world's not going to end. And she's also running 89.7 on top of the substrate there. You guys always have to interrupt things when I'm trying to shoot videos. Huh? This is why we can't have nice things, Stormy. Just kidding. Get out of here. Hey, go. Sorry, guys. Stormy's trying to steal the show. Go. So, quit hitting the camera, dude. Get out of here. Go. Thank you. Daddy's trying to shoot a video, which you're screwing up. You're not screwing it up, but it just adds a little liveliness to the video. So, in addition to the racks, I recommend them. They also, of course, I haven't talked about these yet. They have little holes drilled on the each shelf, and they come with these little pins that actually lock the tub into place. So if you have a problem, a snake that likes to get out, that will stop them from doing so. And the 6E racks, the VE6s and the VE6Es also have 3 holes drilled on each shelf, so you can use 3, 1, or 2 on the tubs. Just depends on what you're using in the tub. They have holes in the back of the racks, 4 on the enclosed racks for your probes, 1 for each shelf. Everybody puts their probes in different places. I place mine right in the middle, just give me a good level of temperatures. Hey, Storm, shutting the door. Go. Come on, out. Get your butt out of here. And take the rest of you with it. Go. I know you were whining downstairs because I'm up here. Go. He's probably gonna bust through the door again. He'll jump up and actually flip the handle. But if I don't have the door latch right, he'll just push it open with his head. But anyways, we'll keep you updated on how these racks work. Now I want to say these racks here, they're easy to put together, but I do recommend you have help. I did all these by myself. It took a long time to do. About an hour, 45 minutes to an hour per rack. It's initially hard to start putting them together from pieces. Once you get going on it though, once you have the 2 sides on one of the shelves, you can take off with it and go. I do recommend taking your time. I know on the 6E racks, I will put the 2 front pieces on and then the very back piece. That way you can run your heat tape in. If you put it all together, I found trial and error. If the back pieces are on it here, you can't run your heat tape. You probably could, but it's too much of a pain in the butt. So I just leave the 2 back pieces off, put the 2 front on, put the very back on the shelves so it's nice and stable. Run your heat tape through, and then put your 2 side pieces on. But on this, it has the grooves in the sides here that you can run up, pull your heat tape all the way out, run it back in to the next level then. So, but yeah, I do recommend them for the price. It was well worth it. It does get expensive after you buy a few, but after the initial cost, and then if you're picking up a rack here and there, it's not that bad. I know I've got quite a bit of money wrapped up into these racks up here. These six here is about, well, actually with the 7 Vivarium Electronics racks and the Sea Serpent rack, I've probably got $2,300, $2,300 just in racks. Not counting tubs, just the racks. Tubs and an additional, we'll say $600. Yeah, we'll say $450 in additional cost just in tubs. So we'll say 2,750, and then that Freedom Breeder 20, they say another, I don't know, $2,850 total. With tubs, the racks, and the Freedom Breeder 20s I got over in the homemade racks. Now, that's not counting my homemade racks that I built, which I paid money for, which was an additional it's probably an additional $200 just for materials. So we'll say $3,000 total with the homemade racks, all the tubs, all the commercial racks. So there's $3,000 right there. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it is. I will say buying commercial racks isn't much more expensive than building your own. Building your own is just about as expensive. It's kind of funny how that works. You do save a little bit of money building your own rack, but then it comes down to, are you handy enough to do it? I've done it 4 times now for the same tubs, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. I have improved it each time, because I'll build it and start using it for a while, and then I realize, well, you know what, if I change a little bit here, make this a little bit wider of a gap, it'll work better. So I'm actually on 3.0. It was 3.0. My very, very first one was scrapped. It was a pain in the butt. I used it for 3 or 4 months, and then it started to be a pain. I couldn't get the tubs in and out. Then I've rebuilt these melamine racks 3 different times now. But this is the way they're going to stay, because of my plans that I have in the future here. So I'm rambling a little bit, but yeah, I do recommend the 70 racks. I do recommend the V6 racks. So I'm going to cut this off now. And yeah, if you have any questions, please send me a message, comment below, subscribe, share, like. Go over to my Patreon page, check that out, support the channel, help support the channel a bit. There's only a few people over there. I do have stuff going on over there. When we have babies, our babies are going to be offered to the Patreon people first, of course, and then they'll go up on, I may have a website by then, but I will be putting stuff on Morph Market also. But until that happens, we'll go from there. So I will have a do-it-yourself video on my incubator, which I have all the stuff for now, which I just have not done yet. I'm going to have to rearrange the room a little bit once I bring that up here. But I do have the Exoterra incubator, but it's too small to hold very many eggs. So I do have an old mini fridge downstairs we're going to convert into a ball python incubator. So, until then, and until the next video, everybody, it's Monday, July 20th, 2020. Tomorrow is feed day, so I will be doing another feed video. That one will probably go up on Patreon, though, because I've been putting everything on YouTube here for the last couple weeks. So, until next time, stay safe, everyone.